And what? And what? Why, it's the Graphic Man Show with guest Pixel. How are you, Pixel?
I'm doing great.
Did that tickle you, huh? Yeah. I think we're going to be tickled a lot tonight. So
Yeah, tickle pink.
let's see who's in the great chat. We have Recess. Is that who I think it is? No, it must be somebody totally else, Recess. Don't know who you're talking about. Paulo says, welcome, everyone. For what? Hey.
For what? For what?
Exactly. Today, Graphic Man becomes an and friend on his own show. That's right. How did you know?
Missing more. The title of the show, Graphic Man Show, starring Puppeteer.
Yes. Missing Mars says hello to Recess and Paulo and gives them fist bumps. For the love of all that's holy, why? And Daddy. Yes, Alicia. You should do this one.
Are we on this show? No, Alicia.
There's Gary. Hello, Gary. He's saying hi to everybody. Here's Marano. What the devil? Can the screen contain those freakish long fingers?
They aren't that long. I don't get it. But
Scotty says up. Here's Fireball. He's too young to be a professor. I call foul. He's already tenured, really. And here's Paulo again. Is Publix making Pixel work overtime for no pay?
Always.
Good evening, everyone. Comic Book Curator says hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Missing Mars says Mr. Breen, Gary, Marano, Scotty, Fireball. The gang's all here. Nice.
Roll up the barrel.
Yeah, saying hi to Comic Book Curator. Missing Mars says hello. Indeed. Missing and Mars. How's Ludwig? Who is Eminem? Must be Missing Mars. All right. Lead Paint's here. He's saying hi to everybody, waving. Here's Ron. Hello, Ron. And we're going to show some great stuff tonight. Let's see. Charlton says, hey, all. And Lead Paint says hi to Steve. Mr. Foss, high five, bud. Captain Strange-Alive. Hello, sir. He says hello to everyone. The Jackson Roy Kirk. He's one of our moderators, Pixel, so we got to behave. And Michael Taylor's good to see you. I think Michael Taylor's a little curious who you were earlier, but hopefully he is about to learn.
He'll get it, like most people in the show. They get it as I show up.
Hello, Meyer. Good to see you. And Michael says hello to everyone. D. Jackson Worker says, hey, I know that Pixel guy from somewhere. Just can't put my finger on it. I wonder what they're referring to.
How about you put this finger on it?
Yeah. Ludwig is sleeping for now. Okay. Your fingers are too short, Jackson. Just 3 hours and 23 minutes till nap time. Okay. Charlton, now it all makes sense. Hey, Lead Paint, Captain, and Eric, who's jumping in here. You gave Jackson a wrench again for the love of all that's holy.
Why?
Would Eric even know how to handle the wrench if I gave it to him?
I don't know. I don't think so. You know what? I in the Geeky Puppet Show, he has put someone in timeout once. Only once. Yes. Was it Jackson Roykirk that he did it?
I don't know. Probably. Missing Mars says hello to Meyer. Hello, Eric. Me and my friend. Okay.
My and friend.
Oh, yeah. It was Jackson. Okay.
See, my memory doesn't fail me completely.
Yeah. Well, I fouled up at work. Back at where I work, I've left my StreamYard on. So this is the view from my desk. You can see my coworker's desk. It's very exciting.
Thrilling, really.
So, but it keeps making me think someone's joining us, and so it's freaking me out. So, let's see. Where did I leave off? Here's Curious Joe. Hello, Curious. Hello to all. Looking forward to a great Graphic Man show. Well, thank you, sir.
I can't promise a great Graphic Man show. I can only promise an okay.
That'll be great. And Roy Kirk says it's payback time. Now. So,
behave.
So, Mr. Pixel, Professor Pixel.
Oh yeah.
What made you decide on that great and wonderful name, Pixel? Because it
So
seems very small and insignificant. So
I mean, so when I was a kid, um, I I took a long time before most of the people of my generation got on the internet. I didn't get on until I was like 12, 13. So I went ahead and I went with the main thought in mind. I never want to put my real name on here. My real name can't be out on the internet. That's not safe. It wasn't safe. I mean, it's still not safe. But I wanted to go ahead and come up with a name, and I kept experimenting with names. Um, I loved pixel art. I still do. I just don't do it anymore. But I loved pixel art because it
okay,
just had such a look to it that I clinged to. Um, a lot of my favorite games still use pixel art as their primary resource now, meaning to, but and then on top of that, I just wanted to sound a little bit smarter, so I put Professor
sure.
Pixel.
Oh, you're honest. Good, good, good. Let's see, Maranya Jackson, behave. We're all convinced Mike to remove your wrench. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I know how to remove anything. The janitor will be our special guest. Okay. Yes, yes. When the janitor goes to empty the trash, I'll try to keep an eye on the screen. I promise not to abuse the great responsibility and power you have granted me, Sir Graphic Man. Okay.
With great power comes great responsibility.
And Eric Breen says, when I was a boy, cueing everyone to make a reference to back when he was a boy.
When I was a boy.
Last week for him. Yeah, there we go. Right off the bat. Pixel wanted to use the name Eric Breen, but it was already taken. Yes. It kept denying me. I said, oh, I'll go with Graphic Man. Is this Pixel guy some fossil's grandson? Not exactly. And you know who he is. 3 years tops. You know. Oh, okay, they're laughing. All right, good, good, good. All right. Well, let me show a couple of odds and ends. And we'll do this portion of the screen. There we go. So here's a pulp I've made. I just dig making old popes, but I make them on brand new paper, and it's a weird sci-fi situation here. So, you get a lot of Rosicrucian advertisements on the back. So I don't know if they are in existence anymore, but boy, did they advertise. So here's one. It's outer space, Suicide Squadrons.
What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squadron?
Yep. And the back cover was about this moon of Jupiter. And I'm hoping these guys are just all male because some of the females are like that. Well,
they're like dwarves. You can't tell.
That's right.
They all have beard. She's got the shoulder. She's got the shoulder pads on there.
I dig classic sci-fi.
I do too. I love the look of it. That what is it? Retrofuturism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did not alter the spelling, but that's a mica sailboat of Mercury. I couldn't believe it.
Mica.
Yeah.
So you actually print all these?
Yes. Let's see. I'll read it to you. Here is the weird sailboat of the insect men of Mercury, with its sail of sheet mica, sailing a sea of chemical polluted water. So, yes, I print these from the Internet Archive database. Except, unlike your average pulp, this paper is going to outlive me, and then so I print it, and I then cut it to 7x10. And then I find the best cover I can find on the internet and the best back cover and spine. And if there's wrinkles, I will smooth them out using my Graphic Man, whatever. And
Wizardry.
I print them. And instead of spending over $100 for each, I can just laugh all the way to the easy chair.
That is really impressive. Like, a lot of what you do is really impressive, but that's like really impressive.
Well, thank you. Here's the Swamp Girl.
Swamp Girl. What a lady.
So, guys are getting into these now and they're slabbing them because that's, they have to get into everything. But I like science fiction, so I read these. So many times I will put Michael Colston pulp reproduction, like this one was supposed to be a magazine size, but it's from like 1929, and I shrunk it down to like the 1940s. And this is what I do now. I do this a lot. I have made about 60.
60?
Yeah. Remember the Charles Atlas ads in the comic books? This was back 1932. So Charles has been around that long. Now, I don't know if you would even recognize this, but a lot of my guys in the chat will. This was the creepy bat lady from Weird Tales.
Wow. That is.
I know you're wanting a mask just like that, aren't you?
Yeah.
And here's a guy getting shot. It's the Black World.
The Black World. Zach, look away.
That's right.
Oh, yes. Turn. The Earth's core.
And cool sci-fi stuff here. Adam Link. Adam Link survived into the magazines of the 70s. He always had some futuristic, one of the moons of Neptune or something. So, all right, get your wolf whistle ready. So here's some.
No, I don't do the whistle. I just go, those gams!
That's right. Now this one is a fantastic adventure. And this one you can get a reprint from their website. So, but if it's amazing stories, I make those.
Okay.
Another wolf whistle coming up.
Mega gams. I'm sorry, May.
Couple more.
Monsters, beasts.
And I've been recently going through my Vincent Price book. This is a great book. It has kind of a synopsis of the movies he was in. And the last 3 movies I've watched were Vincent Price movies.
You have excellent taste.
So here's Pit and the Pendulum. Yeah, I recently watched Master of the World, The Abominable Dr. Phibes. I hope he shows up later tonight. And The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. As it says here, 1960. So anyway, great stuff. One more. It'll be a paperback. Speaking of the Master of the World, this is the paperback edition of that. There's Vincent Price at the wheel of the Albatross. And the hero is a very young Charles Bronson.
I'm never the hero, am I? It's so funny hearing you say Master of the World because I can hear Eric Breen in the back of my mind.
Hey, and before I bring it back down, Here's my old checklist I recently rediscovered again. So obviously this was the Fantastic Four, and I made the numbers. I put a little box to the side, and if I had the issue, I put a red marker in it. The letter B is if I have a duplicate. Or
Okay.
the letter C would be I have 3 copies, and letter D, and so anyway, I must have quit using this after a while because I know I filled in much more than that. But anyway, you'd be surprised so many collectors actually care about these things. It's just
I mean, no, I can't blame them. I used to want to collect, but it's too expensive for me.
All right, let me run back here to the chat. Oh, I see the Great Legend and Ranger Sly and other people have joined us. But he could use his father's name, Paulo. Okay. And Missing Mars and Jackson have given me a line.
Here's your line.
This is a great tool because it helps me figure out where I left off in the chat. So for the love of all children, why would anyone use the name Eric Breen? Jackson, you're early with the line. Mike, a great seeing you live, Graphic Man. Great guest tonight, Professor Pixel. Yes. Some sci-fi tiny men shooting at Cat Murdoch. Uh-oh. Scotty says, I'm back. My dad needed help. And Ranger Sly, Pixel, I don't know if you know, Ranger Sly's up in Canada. So it's already like Saturday up there. Yeah. And here's Scotty. I thought this channel was for old folks. Who's that? Oh, he's much older than he looks. Pixel art is impressive to use such a limited palette to create a recognizable image. Maybe the professor should start a correspondence course in advertising comics. Okay. Hey there, legend, my Yancey Street brother. It's Wacko Wednesday, Scotty. Great to see Maranya. Or is it Father's Day tribute? No, he's not my son. Swamp Girl, those gams.
Those gams.
Legend, how's Luna the Sailor doing? Any new mischief? Okay. Luna always playing. Sailor has been lazy today. Thanks. I think they keep tabs on each other's cats. That's what's going on there. Yeah. Great pulp covers. Thank you, Curious. That's why there's a paper and ink shortage in Missouri. Yeah. I try to check on my god cats. I remember Bat Boy in the National Enquirer. Yes. Looks like the girl who likes to smell her pits on us. Yeah, Mary Kate or whatever. Got to start dinner. We'll be listening. Great to see you all in the chat. Too many to shout out. All right. That Weird Tales is very sought after. Yeah. But altogether, I'm out $10 making that. So nice City of the Future image. And what is that? That's a fox, I think.
What does the fox say?
I don't know, but he's silver. Oh, no. Otto, you're cheating on me.
Oh, no.
The youngsters grow up and we see scantily clad women on the covers. Yeah. Well, I have to keep them awake, All right. Scooby-Doo in the Vincent Price book. No, I'm afraid not. Here's the Captain Beyond. Bat Boy was in Weekly World News. That's right. Yeah. Love Vincent Price. Just watch Comedy of Terrors. Drunken Price is Priceless. Price is priceless. That's hard for me to say. Is he old enough to look at those? Yes, he is. I tell you, he's older than he looks. Ranger, legend. Welcome, friends. I used to keep a checkbook. Now I just use a debit card. These are great, Micah. Well done for those. Going to Pulp Fest in August. Hopefully some old paper that won't break the bank. Yeah. Yeah. Charlton loves pulps. So do I. Right now I'm just on a kick of printing my own. So very nice, says Michael Taylor. Charlton, you'll be spending a bit of newer paper to buy those old papers. Whose line is it anyways? Beautiful stuff. Thank you, comic book curator. Hey, Ranger and Great Legend. And Scotty says, my name is Mary Catherine. When I get nervous, I do this. Sniff. That is the lady on Saturday Night Live he is imitating. And somebody named the Geeky Puppet Show has put a line in for us. Well,
here's your line.
All right. Now, so for my followers who may not be 100% sure just exactly who you are, do you happen to have any other identities they should know
Any
about?
other identities? Sometimes I'm known as Puppeteen from I Love. No, it's not I Love Puppets. We
No.
went through like 3 names before we settled on the Geeky Puppet Show, because when I made Puppeteen here, hi,
There
how
he
are
is.
you today? Uh, when I made Puppeteen, um, I went ahead, and he was originally what was he? A construction worker. A construction worker puppet that I had. I took off the overalls that he had, took off his hat, and he had no hair. So I went ahead and threw on these old glasses from a teddy bear, and he looks a lot like my friend Englantine from
Yeah.
I Love Comics. Yes, you've seen the two. They're on screen together. It's happened before, like twice maybe. I do
Wow.
my best to keep it separate.
Yes.
But yeah, no,
But I asked you if we could break the illusion, and you said yes.
break the illusion.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay this time. No, because I've always loved puppetry.
Okay.
Always. Like when I was a kid, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do puppet shows. But that did not turn out. I know I do it on YouTube, but there's no profit in that currently, at least. But it's fun to do. It's something that it has such a life to it that I just go ahead. I'm getting distracted right now. I need to put them down. No, because when I was a boy, one of the things I remember is going to a museum here in Florida, and they had a traveling exhibit of Jim Henson, and so all the Muppets, like you could see a bunch of the originals that they had set up for display, and I was there for hours. My family was ready to go. I wouldn't let them, because I was enamored, and I just went ahead and did it as a gag. I didn't think Puppeteen was ever going to make more than one appearance, and now he has a channel with Froggy. Yes.
And you've kind of gotten busy in life, and you've kind of turned a lot of these duties over to Froggy.
Yeah.
Um,
No. So when we started the channel, it was right when COVID just swept through. I
okay.
had a lot more time all of a sudden. Um, at that point, I wasn't working for Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. I was working for a babysitting company. I still
Yeah.
work for it from time to time. But that's all I had. And all of a sudden, you couldn't go ahead and be within 6 feet of people. So I didn't have work. Our first video on the channel is about the second Wonder Woman movie, because we went ahead, and I was tired of the negativity around it. It was fun to me. Looking back now, it's really not a good movie. It's not great, but it was a lot. It was a lot of fun to me. I didn't understand the overwhelming negativity surrounding it.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and made it. I think the title of the video is Puppeteen Hates Hating Wonder Woman. And we just talked for about an hour about that. And then after that, Batwoman season 2 came out. And that wasn't good at all. But we did reviews. Going to be 4 years this October since we've started the channel.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No. We originally did comic book readings on I Love Comics.
Yes.
We would do, what was it? First Appearance Fridays. And there came a there came a day that Froggy and I were trying to figure out, well, we want to do more readings, but Englentine's busy on like this night with something else. I think it was before, like right before the auctions. So, but he was busy with other things that he was doing for the channel, and his personal life. So we wanted to do more than just first appearances. So the first reading we did was a double feature. Was it Spider-Man 14 and 15? The Amazing Spider-Man 14 and 15? I know there's Kraven the Hunter, and I know there's Green Goblin.
Yeah.
14
is the Goblin, and the Hulk is in a cave. That's 14, the Goblin. And then 15 is the Kraven, yeah.
Okay, so that's what we did. We did 14 and 15. Yes, Englentine is the flame. He started the first readings. Yes, and from there we just kept reading because we were having so much fun. And yeah, that's primarily what we do on the Geeky Puppet Show now. It's mostly just comic book readings because it's fun. Yeah, I mean, nobody takes it seriously.
Right.
This isn't a play. It's us hanging out, riffing off of old comics. It's good.
Yes, Eric Breen kept asking me to join you guys.
Yes.
And so I finally did. I don't remember the first one that I did, but early on, I was trying to find it. I was going to grab a clip of it and play it for the people. Have you possibly removed Demon #1 from DC Comics? Because in it, you do that very wild, what is his name? Immortus or whatever. He's the bad guy in Demon. Anyway.
That's in Demon? Was it Demon? Are you sure it wasn't in... Because in Doom Patrol is the one that I first did the Immortus voice on.
Yeah, but you did something similar to that in Demon. I participated in Demon.
I think, Demon was on I Love Comics. So the first one that you did was on I Love Comics. That's why.
I was searching left and right trying to find that on Geeky's. Anyway. But anyway, that voice was great, creepy, a little bit comical. Yeah, you're the bad guy. And yeah. Of course, it gets confusing because they'll say, okay, now read this part, read this part. They're like 3-bit parts. And I was stumbling all over myself, but
well, it's the first show. Our first show on the Geeky Puppet Show is not at all for Spider-Man Day. Yes.
that was the first.
Sorry, I threw myself off. That features the only out of 2 readings. There are 2 readings on the Geeky Puppet Show channel that have somebody else doing the voice of J. Jonah Jameson. Other than that, it's all me.
Yeah,
because it's my thing. I don't even know why. I think Eric Breen egged it on to the point where I won't let it go.
Yeah. Well, speaking of voices, if I could jog your memory, and could you say something about being on the Graphic Man Show in this manner?
Being on the Graphic Man Show is a great advertisement for Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. You know what's wrong though? There's no there. I'm sorry. My throat is dry as hell.
He's drinking.
I am. I'm drinking hard. Hard water. I love being on the Graphic Man Show. The only problem is the appearance of a platypus. Perry the platypus! anything else that he might say.
Well
the
done.
only thing I can think is that he hasn't brought up an inanator of some sort tonight.
Yes. That was a phenomenal cartoon. I miss it. My son missed it.
They're making more.
Well, that's scary because,
I know it is the same. Like it is the same. Like showrunners, it is the original two. They basically took a break. They made another show called like Milo Murphy's Law.
okay.
And Doofenshmirtz is actually in that show too.
Oh, good.
But they've now come back to make more Phineas and Ferb. So I think it should still be good. I mean,
It's Disney, right?
Well,
that's the scary.
It depends. I think it should be good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted you to get a taste of that because he does do some voices and he will read characters out. When we do the X-Men, he's Professor X, but it's as Mickey Mouse, and all the X-Men are his intellectual properties. I get a kick out of that because I can start off, hello, folks. That's about as far as I can go.
Hot dog.
Yes, there you go.
What happened was I was busy working and I couldn't make the reading for the first issue of X-Men. And so Froggy, real Dr. Bankman to his fellow and friends, he went ahead and he knew that in Secret Wars, which we read on the channel, I did Charles Xavier as Sean Connery alongside Trusty when we would switch out.
Right.
And so Sean Connery, mine isn't good. Trusty's is better. But whenever he did it, Froggy, he decided to do it as Mickey Mouse. And so when I came back like 2 nights later to go ahead and read the next issue, I was told, okay, you want Charles Xavier? All right, you're going to have to read him as Mickey Mouse. And I was like, what? Why would I do that? But now I do. And I think it's for the better. Quiet, Gene! Poor Iggy.
I've been doxxed. Secret Wars isn't a secret anymore. Hello, Higgy Pops. Nice to see you. Let's see. Froggy versus Vinkman. I thought you were his evil twin brothers. Clone from others. That's why you need a program, Paulo. It's just too confusing. And they're saying hello to Higgy Pop. All right. One more before we move on to something else. He does a great interpretation of this character.
I, the Mole Man, have shown up tonight to see you, surface dwellers.
Yes. So you'll throw that in there, even if Mole Man is not in the book we're reading. So,
well,
which is awesome.
In my defense,
hello, library.
Our and friend, Mr. Breen. No, Mr. Breen's ready to monologue. That's his thing.
Yes.
He also reads the Mole Man sometimes. It depends on who is it. The first night that I went full out for the Mole Man, because I did read it on I Love Comics first, but we read a later issue, recorded it offline, and for some reason, like, because I scrolled through the book first, I kept seeing that that's how he would go ahead and introduce himself. I, the Mole Man. So I decided every single time that he is going to say I, me, anything to refer to himself, I was going to go ahead and go full on it.
Yes.
So we, the Mole Man, carry that to this day. Even to Eric Breen's He Magneto.
Yes, and so follow that link that Jackson has so graciously provided. Probably the best time to catch the Geeky Puppet Show is Friday nights and Sunday nights. You probably do other stuff, right? But those are the two that
Those are
I
the
can pop in
weeknights.
every now and then.
There are also more readings on throughout the week. I'm not gonna lie. Monday, I know Froggy goes live with our friends, the Lester sisters, Amy and Melissa, and sometimes Zach, if he could show up.
Yep.
And they read like Sonic. They were doing some DuckTales. So Friday through Monday, and then there's a break for Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Froggy's off doing something right now, and he's still managing to chat with us. So that's impressive. They do an offline reading, and then they show it later, like on a holiday or something.
We were, in fact, before I showed up here, we were recording something. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I appear once or twice because I work two jobs. I mean, gotta afford rent. And yeah, no, but I'm still no. Maranya is the original every woman in the world to the Geeky Puppet Show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Maranya. You're there on Mondays too.
Well, it's a cast of thousands. It's hard to keep track of everybody. So
That's right. That's why I keep getting hounded about doing the credits.
sometimes I'm there, sometimes Zach, sometimes trusty sidekick. Yeah. Sometimes Jay, on and on and on. So
so
he's an Anne friend.
She's the original Anne friend.
Well, you have some books there. I think I saw Peanuts earlier. You show us a couple.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and show off because the Graphic Man channel. The only other time that I've appeared, I think I was as Puppeteen.
You were.
I wasn't prepared to show books at all, so
I don't think you could with your arms, but
no, I was able to.
Oh, okay.
But no, I was going to go ahead and show off like some of the collections I have. This is Peanuts 55, 56. Here's 50 to 52. I have more Peanuts. 59 to 60.
Great.
Show that. Speaking of newspaper, I have the original Star Wars newspaper collection. Volumes 1 and 2. And then my what is it? Piece de resistance. Superman.
Oh, the dailies, yeah.
59 to 61 with but yeah, no. That's what I went ahead and I had ready to show. You know what? Actually, no, that's not true. I still own the first comic I ever had. It's in rough shape, but it is a Marvel Milestone edition for the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. While you're talking about Spider-Man, let them know that whenever we read a Spider-Man, you would read J. Jonah Jameson, and when he gets mad, you really embellish the anger. So that back in the days, we had to give a audio volume warning.
Yeah.
You had headphones. Be careful because he's getting ready to shout Spider.
Okay. So originally when it started, Jameson goes ahead and he'll call Spider-Man all sorts of things. There was one time, though, that he had a list. I can't remember what issue it was that it first started, but so that wall crawling, something masked menace. Zach originally read for Spider-Man on our channel.
Okay.
He missed one of those nights, and Froggy had to go ahead and come on in. So that was the night that I went ahead and I was calling him a list of things, and cake eating got thrown on there. We then read another issue, and Jameson referred to Peter Parker as not being there because he was still missing as, oh, he's probably out stealing hubcaps somewhere.
Yeah.
So he became wall crawling, skyscraper defacing, web swinging, cake eating, hubcap stealing, masked menace Spider-Man!
Yes.
And yeah, I would do that multiple times a night.
Yeah.
And that makes your throat raw. Thank you. But I don't have hardcovers of them, but I'm proud of the books that I do have.
So Michael Taylor says very cool books. And a lot of them have been. I don't know if you've been seeing them, but Peanuts books are a choice. Yes.
That's the thing. Blame Eric Breen. Blame Eric Breen. Because any time that I would go ahead and say Spider-Man, he's like, you're not saying it right. And so I go, Spider-Man! And yes follows like it's a cheer. That's right. Even though it's said with utter hatred.
The suffering pistol goes through for our amusement. Yes. He's endured so much, Jackson. Blame Marv Albert.
What else did I have? Oh, I guess I can go ahead and show off my Marvel Tales story, Spider-Man. We've read this issue, the actual issue,
right? 122.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. On the Geeky Puppet Show, where I also played the Green Goblin. So you can watch that too.
Marvel. All right, I'll show a few here.
Yes,
now this one's probably a little before your time. This is Uncanny Tales, and it's Atlas, which became Marvel.
Very nice.
So I'm a sci-fi guy. This one's more, you were a little younger then. You remember Top Dog?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
He was a talking dog that Marvel had. And anyway, the same people that drew Richie Rich, they went to work for Marvel for a while. Archie Comics had their own superheroes. Here's The Fly.
The Fly.
And I'm sure you've seen this. Strange Adventures.
Very nice.
And I thought, okay, I'll get a little closer to the modern. I mean, because this will be ancient to you, but still, this is getting close to modern for me. But
what is that? 158? Oh.
Yeah. It's Sal Buscema artwork where he gets the cosmic powers, and then in the next issue he's flying. when he's not cake eating. So
when he's not cake eating, he's sky flying. I can't do a Donald Duck. I can do a Mickey Mouse all night long, but my Donald Duck is terrible.
There's Magnus.
Fighter.
One more of that. And here's Tarzan.
I can't do the Tarzan yell either. But no, oh my gosh, that art. Wait, let me see. That artwork is astounding.
It's probably George Wilson. Now, last week we were doing primitive attire, and I meant to pull this out and show it because Jimmy Olsen.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Close, yeah. A monkey's groom, apparently.
Maranya, please don't mention my Shang-Chi books. That's a sore subject right now.
And because Eric Breen's probably watching, here's some heartthrobs.
Clint, I love you.
Add some young love.
True romance confessions. True.
And lovers.
Love at first sight.
Those sleeveless were all the rage back then. So here's some Marvel.
My love does it good.
And I showed this to the fossils not too long ago. Looks like Thor. That's why I picked him up. So
it does look like Thor. Okay, with the wings on his helmet.
Yeah. Well, this is like
carrying a sword.
This is supposed to be 20 years before Thor, though. So, and a little happy rabbit.
Happy rabbit. Not that rabbit.
That's from Standard Comics. And I thought I'd show you a real hot mermaid. So brace yourself. Ready?
There we go. I don't know if my heart can take it.
Yeah. I like how Mr. Caw can still breathe, even though there's a big gap in his mouth. But anyway.
Well, he's breathing through that small part.
Yes.
That little part at the end. The rest of it doesn't matter.
Apparently. Okay, what did I miss? Let's see. We got Pixel good through the first night that Eric voiced. Share storm. Thing instead of reverse. Yes.
Sometimes on the Geeky Pup Show, Froggy and I, we each have our share. Sometimes it's me more than him. That I have flubs when I'm trying to go through a reading. A word I'll stumble upon. There's one though that always sticks with me. For some reason, because I was still doing the readings with puppeting on my arm, and I had to play Sue Storm for that issues of Spider-Man. And so I'm at an angle like this. I see half of a word and I'm trying to make them out. And this one word comes up. And so as Sue Storm, I'm trying to figure it out. And I get to it and I mispronounced impetuous, perhaps the worst way that anyone possibly could. And that still haunts me to this day, that I couldn't pronounce impetuous. But we can always bring up propitious to Eric Breen, and that makes me feel better.
Yes.
I think it was on our channel. It was one of the very first readings that you did over there. You corrected Eric Breen, and it was just a glorious moment.
Because I come in not knowing any of these backstories. Yeah. Well, let's see. What else should we talk about? Can you do one more voice for this character?
I am an actor. I'm not a character. I'm somebody much more with feelings and deep within my heart. But I'm here on the Graphic Man Show today to thank you so much for giving us your time.
Excellent.
But you know what your show needs?
What does it need?
More cowbell.
More cowbell. We need some and friends, right?
We need some and friends.
Yeah.
They're all there. I can see them.
Yeah,
Don't bring up Phalanx, Aunt Maranya.
Oh yeah. Well, you're younger than the average person that watches my show. I thought I'd bring up something to get a little more into the mind of Professor Pixel.
Mhm.
Looks like our House of Representatives has decided to go ahead and make the selective service automatic, whether you register or not. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they're coming for us down the road, and it was a majority, and so that has to send some interesting, not shockwaves, but uh, how old are you? Are you willing to tell the audience?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 25. I turned 26 this November.
You are in that group. That
I
was 18
Yeah,
to 26. So
they couldn't wait just a little longer,
no,
right for when I'd be out of that. I'm probably not that healthy though. I'm not gonna lie. I drink um, Mountain Dew like crazy, and uh, my sleep schedule is not something anyone should strive for. But that aside, no, I think that Florida is one of the states where if you go ahead and you sign up for, I have a state ID. Um, so if you sign up for any form of identification, anything like that, you're automatically signed up, ready for, if there's a draft, you'll already be there. So
yeah,
I think I was already within within the draft range, no matter what. Uh, but no, this isn't a good choice.
no,
It's not a good choice at all. Have you seen most of the people within within that age range?
oh, definitely,
I don't think they'll be doing good and more.
no, no, no. And I'll get back to the chat soon. I wanted to talk about Froggy.
Yes.
Um, he's quite the character, isn't he?
What it was, because Venkman used to go on the Geeky Puppet shows himself in the early days. It was just puppeting. He was the only puppet. It was just puppeting.
Right.
Um, we did the Batwoman reviews, and he has this mask that he would go ahead and put on, and he would go ahead and try to add a character to it. He would be Batman reviewing Batwoman. It didn't work out that well for very long. It was a good gag for the first couple, but eventually the show was so bad that we had to move past it because it was too painful. But he found this little frog puppet that he had, and he put it on, and he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and show this to you. Yeah, I have a puppet now, and so it became two puppets. And I I was a little bit of a purist at first. I was like, well, his mouth doesn't move. You can't.
His mouth doesn't move. Yes,
His
yes.
mouth doesn't move. But my puppet moves his mouth. Come on. But no, it was a good choice. Because.
Well, I was
Froggy
always amazed. You two seem to work real good together when I see you both on screen.
Yeah.
And speaking of that,
I got this box here for this some mad bitch. Hey, who's this? Who's got this box here? Ah!
What are you doing here?
I'm talking to you telepathically.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I'm inside your mind.
Get out of there. What are you looking at?
I'm hearing a lot of reverb.
Oh, God.
Hello. What's going on, everybody? I am the comic book frog.
Are you?
yes,
I am.
Oh, that's nice.
I just want to say I'm happy Pride Day to Pixel. I'm glad that you're no longer streaming from the closet anymore.
When I first started streaming, that's where I went because
that's where he felt safe.
I had this shelf, and I didn't have an actual desk, so I could not put my laptop on a desk. I wasn't going to do it from my bed, so I put it in the closet on the shelf, and I took this desk chair that I had, put it in there, and I would set up a blanket behind me as a background. Then I got a green screen blanket, and I could put. I remember putting Puppetine in front of Englantine's old background.
Yes.
So when they were on screen together, it looks like they were in the same room. It was great. Oh no, we spoke his name too many times. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Rob. We have some puppets joining us tonight. In case you're just tuning in.
Yep.
Go ahead, Froggy.
I'm so sorry.
I want to clear up the air because you said something before that somebody was controlling me. It's actually me, my son.
No,
oh, dear.
I am Puppetine.
We're going to keep Frank out of it. Frank was a mistake.
Frank's kind of stylish, though.
I give you life from my loins, and you call me a mistake. Maybe you were the mistake. A happy accident. That's right. I am controller Puppetine. Ha ha ha.
God.
We're breaking all the fourth walls, aren't we?
He has a puppet on a puppet. That's an impressive level of dedication.
Yep. What's going on, guys?
Man, that looks like RDV.
Hey, what's up? Fisting on fisting on fisting action! Yay! What's up? Sorry.
I asked Froggy, what should I kid you about? And he couldn't come up with anything really, except
Frank.
that probably he does the show better than you when you're not there or something like that. I forget what it was.
What I said is that it just feels like, we started this channel together, and then all of a sudden he's like, I wash my hands of this like Pontius Pilate. It's all you.
Absolutely not. I don't have a lot of free time. I dedicate a lot of, I know it doesn't feel like it because I'm not on the channel as much as I used to be, but every spare moment that I have, if I am not closing Publix on a Friday, I'm streaming. Wednesday nights, I'm streaming. We're usually recording.
Right.
I just want to clarify something, because we did start off, with Batwoman. It was just Puppetine. It was me, but I had the Frank Miller Batman mask.
That's the mask, yes.
And not only that, I was Arnold Schwarzenegger, who originally had tried out for Batman, but he was denied because they went for Clooney.
Oh my God, I forgot about the Arnold voice.
It was Bat Arnold's voice. Ronnie's favorite character. And honestly, the birth of Froggy is from that. Because Froggy came out of the cave and actually had a scissors and just killed Dan Arnold. And it was chaos.
Here's the lore for you, in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
So Froggy came out of the darkness, and then the whole joke was like, for a while, is like, that Arnold was gone, but then he showed up and they fought. It was low budget chaos.
We still have no budget to speak of, but
we have a low budget.
It's more controlled chaos.
No, but
just so you know, he arrived about 20 minutes earlier.
I know.
But I kept saying, okay, I'm going to talk about Anne Friend, but then I don't even know if he's in the room because I don't see anything except the curtain.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Showing up, but then you were talking and that. Anyway, so
I had the box there because I figured I don't want you to click on me and then all of a sudden I'm not ready because
right.
Stage production value.
Yeah.
Whatever. But thank you for coming on here. This Pixel, this is your life. I'm your teacher from first grade. No, I'm not that old.
This is your life. You bet your life.
No.
And the inside joke is when a Geeky Puppet Show reading goes beyond an hour, we welcome them to the second hour. It's usually because the people are ad-libbing, and so that's
and then it went to evolve from that, because Trusty Sidekick reads with us. he started holding up actual sign that says
Yes.
Hour 2.
He's the whole reason we started the Hour 2 thing, because he is the one out of all of us that does have kind of a timetable, but that timetable goes out the window when he starts reading. He knows that now, but we still tease him with "Welcome to Hour 2."
Yeah.
Hello, Graphic Man's office.
People are still wondering about the janitor. It hasn't shown up yet in my office. So, and
I thought we were getting brought to Orloff's first, so like a tour.
I left the camera on back at my my office, and so anyway, it keeps showing up like it's a person ready to come on stage. So.
Well, the great thing is if you see someone actually in there, that's
yes,
funny.
yeah.
If there really is a janitor, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I don't know if you have a janitor.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I don't know what language they speak, but we do have a janitor.
I don't want to turn into one of those unfortunate Zoom calls. I'd keep the camera offline.
Yeah. Okay, call me peculiar.
No, but
there it is.
yeah, I heard that you wanted Professor Pixel on here, and I was just like, is Puppeteen at first? I'm thinking, like, is this being graphic and a puppet for an whole hour?
I offered him the choice, and he said, "Oh, I want to be human." So he came on as a human.
I'm a real boy.
That's right.
But it does feel weird running a channel when I'm not even the owner. I'm just like the underpaid manager.
Hey, I'm not paid either.
I know.
I'm underpaid in public.
We do accept super chats. We've got a few over the years. Yeah. I think we have like total $22 after like taxes from YouTube in the bank. But you don't get paid out till you get like 100.
Yep.
Well, I think you guys are doing something right. You have surpassed me, I believe, in subscribers. I have no idea how many I have. I don't really pay attention, but you guys are well on your way, really.
You stream one day out of a whole entire week, right?
Right, that's all.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, if you streamed like a couple more days, then you actually have content going up. Then I think you'd probably build it faster. But you know what? Something you get an audience. We don't get that.
Well, that's not technically true.
We get them, but
on the Geeky Pup Show, we normally get about like what?
There's 21 people. Live. That's more than just the 1.5 person we get.
10 viewers live, I think.
Yeah.
No.
I think my highest was 48 at one time.
Jeez.
But it just depends.
I will admit, I'll admit here. I trying to mooch off your crowd and Silver's crowd by going on Saturday mornings, putting in those Saturday morning cartoon episodes. We do the DC comic readings, animated stuff. I throw it in there because that way people can like go in, watch that, then go to watch Silver Age. So it's like a Saturday morning event.
Thank you, Scotty. I think I have something like that. Yeah.
It is kind of challenging sometimes. Like I said, like we'll do stuff and be like, and I'm like, like we're doing the Batman Superman adventure. Something I came up with. I wanted to do Batman Adventures, which is a 2004 run. They did that, and then combine them with the 1997 DC animated Superman comic book adventures, so we could just have like Batman Super Adventures like they did originally with the cartoons in the 90s. I figured like, well, maybe that would get some more love and they're both short readings. They're like 20 minutes each. So I figure if I put them together, maybe they'll entice people to come on. Wow. And sometimes it's kind of disheartening because some will get like 100. Other ones are like 20 people. The Batman and Outsiders, one of the combos I love, doesn't get that many views. Same with the Hawkman we did. We were doing the Jeff Johns, and people are like, pass. I mean, sorry, Hagee.
My personal favorite is when you guys do the Fantastic Four, the older the better, and admittedly,
breeding.
Some of those early West Coast Avengers are just fun to read.
Yep. We recently brought back one of those West Coast Avengers. I think it was my
when they were kicked back into time. That's one of the best stories the West Coast Avengers did.
I think we did 26 or issue 25. The aftermath. Mockingbird still hasn't told the truth about killing the guy or not saving him.
That was a rough story too.
And she didn't kill him. She just didn't save him.
And she just didn't save him. Yeah. But all of a sudden, Hawkeye gets all,
Yeah, I didn't understand that, and I think that was part of the Arthur. Just they didn't want to have them as a couple anymore, or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that was probably it. Just the same
Yeah.
thing with the whole Dick and Corey, as far as like, they didn't want them to be together, and then so he has a fling with Barbara, who's paralyzed, and then the next day it's just like, she shows up, and Corey's answering the door. It's like I feel like if they're gonna do something, you should not be allowed to immediately retcon it. There should be like a grace period of maybe a couple of years or whatever, because otherwise it's just kind of like, why am I reading this if you're just gonna go back and forth? But I don't want to get into a rant like that. But yeah, I like doing Fantasy 4, but right now we've been kind of taking a break from that. Same with
Of
the
course.
X-Men. I've been doing we're trying to finish up the Defenders War.
And the X-Men are delightful because I'm just amazed how Professor X is kind of a jerk, and it comes forth not, and I love it that he's Mickey as well, but you think, my goodness, he quits the team, he lets Scott take it, then he takes the team over again, he won't let go, and of course he did that in Secret Wars. He gives the team to Storm, but now he's going to take over again. And the guy won't leave it alone. Just anyway, so
didn't he have the use of his?
I don't trust anyone else with what I own.
Yeah, I'm
my intellectual property.
I'm loving that every single day that I did that, because originally it wasn't Mickey Mouse, it was Engeltine,
right?
And like, that was the voice, because he's like, these are my auctions and all that stuff, is like, and then it's got morphed into Mickey Mouse. You're like, okay, we'll do that. It's like, so I love that he came back and he's like, I gotta read this, because what was your normal voice for that? I know you read it before.
You
was it Christopher Walken?
What I did before was Sean Connery.
Yeah,
trust me. That's why anytime that Professor X thinks, it's that poor man.
Well, that's actually the voice I went with, though. I had no idea that was actually your voice. I just did the Sean Connery, like my horrible Sean Connery accent.
But you told me when I came for X-Men number 2, you said you have to read it as Mickey Mouse. I was like, Mickey Mouse?
I mean, literally, I am the frog in real life. The chaos, the stuff I put this kid through.
You are the frog. Yes, you are.
It's just fun. I mean, originally when we started the channel, we wanted to do readings, but Zach and I do the top 5 on Tuesday nights. That's something we were doing apart from the readings.
Yeah.
Zach and I wanted to do something because originally I started in 2019 with I was a Breen and Engeltine, and we're doing We've Got Issues. They're reading the new comic books, showing off what we got. Those are Monday nights. But then, like, both of them, 2020 hit, and then they just stopped hitting because they just got fed up with new comic books, bad writing. It was right after Rebirth, and Bendis came and just ruined everything again. So I was the only one getting books, and I'm like, well, Zach, are you getting books still? He's like, yeah. He's like, would you want to do this? Pixel and I are thinking about, he's got a channel over there, it's just kind of vacant. You want to do something? He's like, sure. So at first we were just doing readings, but then Pixel's like, well, I don't know if I want to put, reviews or any of that stuff on there. Just kind of do it with the readings, kind of keep it more themed, like puppet stuff, and then eventually, because before I started doing that, I had Froggy was doing his own reviews on Instagram. He would show up his haul, Froggy's comic book haul, which got a lot of love. I don't know why. It's like I said, he's not that cute. No, he's not.
But there's something something about him.
Yeah.
And now he's crusty.
But do you get any books that have frogs on them?
I
recommend this one.
Strange Adventures. There's a Spider-Man book that does have the frog on there.
Yeah, Spider-Man is pushing him and the Toad away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any Muppets, obviously, books. I mean, I'd get the Kermit books if I did, the frog was just something. It was convenient. It was actually like one of my nephew's like toys, or things.
And I figured nephew's toy.
Well, it's here. They when they came over here to this house, that was something that we normally play when they're kids. But he's now 16. I don't think he needs it anymore.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, if he does, then I got
now ours.
No, so like I
Love
said,
to fight you to
if
the
it was
death
something
point.
cheap, I didn't have to go out there. The whole Frank bit was something that I wanted to do because I said, like, what if I get another one? And I'm like, we're just going with spitballs. And I said, well, how am I get this? I went on looking, finding through Melissa and Doug. They're and
They're
I
the ones
got
that
the
make.
cop.
They're the ones that make Puppeteen's face.
And
Basically.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm offended by all the naked Puppetines that are on eBay being sold with no clothes. It's something I did not need to see. All different facial hair and stuff.
Only puppets.
And I loved it because the one I got, I kept thinking of it when I first saw it. It's like if Eric Brain just grew a mustache. Look at that perfect black hair. Look at that.
Yeah.
Eric has that. He does not dye his hair. Not whatsoever. And I figured, like, okay, then I just turned him into Frank, and he's a cop, you know. And I figured, like, he works down in the mean. He used to work in the mean beat in Chicago. And then he went to New York. You know, he met Puppeteen's mother. You know, under a bridge. You know, he arrested her. Things got, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Like, and it was funny because it gets Pixel to break character. When Pixel starts breaking when we're reading, it is the most glorious thing ever because he cannot stop laughing. And Brain starts laughing, I start laughing, and then Ronnie's like, okay, let's get going.
Early on, when I would watch you two and you were just doing a review, you could tell Puppeteen has no idea what Froggy's going to say. You haven't rehearsed it.
I'm a little uncensored.
To your credit, Pixel, you recover nicely and go with it. And I would have been I can't believe he said that. I would have just been totally stunned. But that's impressive. Early on, I tried to watch. I didn't really care for the shows you guys were reviewing.
No,
I liked you guys. But
Yeah, that's the thing. The Batwoman, I literally, I was Bat Arnold, I was actually drinking Coors, alcohol because it was that I need something to numb the pain. But I don't know. Like Pixel said, it's like we reviewed the CW shows, and like even the bad ones people don't like because I am a person, I don't want to be like this sucks and then never watch it. And I figured it's content. People like the first one.
Yeah.
I was able to find stuff that was good throughout the seasons. There wasn't that much, but I was able to hang on to it. And then the people started getting kicked off the show because they went a different route, and we got into the politics, a little heavy into politics. It was bad towards the end. But the great thing is that people would tune in because people want to see us suffer. It's like you actually watched that, and they want to know what happened in the episode. Marania, I know for a fact, does not watch it. I think Rhaegar never watched it either, but they tuned in and are like, okay, what happened this time?
yeah. So because nobody was watching the shows, it became less of a review, more of a recap of what we suffered through this week.
I think you both really enjoyed the werewolf, the black and white werewolf when they came out.
Yeah.
So sometimes we really did enjoy that, but sometimes when a show is decent, it's a little harder to be funny with it. It's a little harder to go ahead and be chaotic when you're saying, you know what, this was actually really good. We really enjoyed this. So yes, I enjoyed it too.
I gotta say, it's driving me nuts. I want to click on comments and highlight them, but I don't have that control here.
Oh, well,
I was looking.
It hasn't been that many, so
No. I was looking at Marania's.
Pagoda.
Yeah,
that one right there. I didn't make you do anything, Moran. You did it out of your own, love for the show. But we tried to do reviews on TV shows. We did a couple of Walking Deads. It's hit or miss. Mainly, it's become like just the reading channel, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, I with Zach, we do the top 5. Brain's been joining us. It's great having my pa on there. And then on Thursday nights when we get together and we just show off the comic wall. Like, so tomorrow night.
Other than X-Men, we did review X-Men 97 because that was a good show. We both were interested. We both liked it. I think that was fun to review. I think those reviews were pretty good.
The other thing, though, now, and additional to the Geeky Puppet Show, him and I are both over with Rob, an Extreme Movie Show. I do Tuesday nights and Sunday nights. He does just Sunday nights if he's awake.
If I'm awake. I pull double at Amazon, so so I do that. I come
But
back.
they were just reviewing Columbo. They've been doing this Sunday. They're going to be doing their ranking stuff around 6 Eastern. But they're having fun with that. And I've never seen so many people react to a show like that. Those reviews are like getting almost to like 1,000 each. Almost
Good.
It's crazy. Meanwhile, Rob and I are just doing like the Jackie Chan Kung Fu stuff. It's like martial arts, this random 80 stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to build that channel up because originally when I was on there and then we started this. So I was on East Channel helping out, as a guest. And then I was over on Extreme Movie Show. And then we started this channel. And then it's like, I'm on 3 different channels. I have no life anymore. It's like got to the point. But the great thing though, is I said, Pixel gave me managing control because I love doing the thumbnails as much as they take a little while, but I cannot I don't know. I cannot when Pixel just crops. He just zooms in and crops random stuff.
I did not originally. Originally, I put in a lot more work because I had more.
You put curtains over your crop thing, and that was what it.
No.
I
think back in ye olden times,
he would put Puppetine in there with Froggy and looked really good. So,
well, that's the other thing. Yeah, the thumbnails he did do for the reviews though was great because he just every week you got to look to see where Froggy was.
I could
right.
Froggy. Sometimes I would make Puppetine one of the characters.
Yes.
My thing is I like doing the comic book thumbnails, for the readings. Those are my favorite things to do, And the great thing about these readings is that these are all first for me. A lot of these are, unless it's Spider-Man. Like Fantasy IV, X-Men, I never really read. So it's great. I get to read comic book with friends. And friends.
And friends.
And it's just great to just be able to talk about it and stuff. Brains, I love good brains. It's like, why don't we read this one? I'm like, okay, what's so special about this one? He's like, oh, it's attached this. And now randomly I'll come across a comic book, like Avengers. Like, why don't we start over here? I'm like, what's that? That's the beginning. Oh, so it's great to having someone who has some comic book knowledge on the channel. Graphic, we love having you here. I'm gonna try to get another white Wingfoot in there for you. You were fantastic, white Wingfoot.
Sundays would be better for that.
Okay.
It gets busy on Fridays over here with family, but
yeah, Zach was a big part of the channel, and then
sure was.
Zach got to the point where he started getting busy on the weekends. So he just was doing Tuesdays and Thursdays between that and work. I somehow talked him into Monday nights, and that started off we just started doing like the DC animated universe stuff. We also did like Disney stuff as far as like Darkwing Duck, your DuckTales, Tailspin, just doing random stuff like that, and it kind of opened us up to more stuff because otherwise we're just doing comic book stuff, Marvel, DC. So trying to do the Disney stuff, even the Donald Duck, and I do not apologize for that as much as it gives him and Brain complained the Mickey Mouse story. That's 3 freaking hours long, and
best things we ever did. Oh my God. If you have 3 hours of your life you're willing to give away, do not miss it. It is worth giving it.
Yeah, and then
there we go.
So he did Mickey Mouse for 3 freaking hours.
I had no voice to speak of afterwards, but it was worth it.
And when I do my Reed Richards like this,
yes,
it's doing that for what's it, Bruto? I think his name is Bruto. I think the guy, the big Mickey Mouse is a villain. He's like the dog guy, the huge guy. Brutus. Pete. Yeah. Yeah, doing that. Oh, my voice was shot. Man, and Marania did many. Eric was there. Eric was just like, dear God, it's never ending. I felt like every 20 minutes it was that. We took bathroom breaks in between. But the great thing about this, though, is our suffering, that video just blew up because it was the day before Steamboat Willie went into public domain.
Yeah.
And we were reading from the Fantagraphics because we use through a link we get on Comixology. You can purchase them, or sometimes they have them free if you have the membership, unlimited. And the guy who basically was in charge of that, restoring that comic book from the 1930s, saw our video and said, "Oh my gosh, you actually read right through it." He's like, "This is awesome," because he didn't think anybody was going to read through 3 hours.
It's Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse and Death Valley.
Ranger Rob
has 597 views, and yes, the person that was responsible for the restoration of the book, like he commented, he was astounded. The 3 hours and 13 minutes and 23 seconds of glory.
But
can I do Ranger Bob?
I don't know who Ranger Bob is, and I don't have consent. No, but the other one we did was I'm trying to think. We did the Donald Duck stories. The golden helmets. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
What's sad? That's what Brino says. I haven't had dinner yet. Let's hurry up. For some reason.
I would have joined you guys, but you already had the cast already settled. And
and that's the thing, though. I never know who's showing up, so I just cast who are the regulars. Fun. I mean, it's not a slight against anybody. It's just like, if the link is there, if you want to jump on, we'll make room. There's always room, but if there's no room, I will always try to say, like, hey, we have very little room, But
I hope when they watch that Donald Duck story, they realize the great writing that went into that, because he could own North America if everything just went right,
Oh my gosh, that helmet, yes, it was just crazy, and the way they plotted it out, how he basically found the map inside the Viking ship, and then, I mean, it's just great. There's always the villain. He always tries to swindle him out of this, and then he brought his nephews along, which is child endangerment.
Yes.
I don't know how he's able to do that, but I guess back then they didn't care about ducks, and just, I don't know. It's those. I love the Donald Duck books. I'm going to be 40 next year, and I just recently got into the Walt Disney, the 4-color comics. Going through the Dell and the Gold Key and all that stuff. I just like collecting those. They're expensive, so the ones I normally get are about $10 to $15, because I can't find anything that's more expensive than that in my area. That's in good condition. So if I can find one that's decent, it's cool. There's a Dennis the Menace trade, but the whole bottom of the spine is just gone, and all you see is the glue.
Do you gentlemen recognize this person?
Howdy, my future self. I don't know where that bit came from. Apparently, somebody said that I looked similar to Trusty.
Trusty's sidekick. So, funny story. Recently, last week, I was uploading the Moon Knights in order. I've been doing that for the past months, and then I got the 7, and I realized, wait, we have 2 versions. One with Trusty, one without Trusty. As I saw, it's like, I'm like, Ronnie's like, well, upload both. I'm like, can I do that? That's kind of weird. So I put up there, said the trustless one, trustyless, and then the trusty sidekick. And
release the trusty.
I wonder who's gonna watch the same reading with the same people. It's just minus Trusty.
It's
not exactly a new episode. I mean, it is, because we do different jokes. But I mean, when it's just me, Marania, and and Pixel, sometimes it's just this chaos.
Can you imagine the early Fantastic Fours that we have already done? But now every time they mention the fact that they're in New York City,
New York
City. Yeah,
but
I'm impressed both of you guys know that gag, because I don't think that commercial lasted more than 8 years or so.
It depends. What you're talking about, the salsa commercial?
Yes.
Yeah. At first, I did not know. I had to look it up, because I knew it was. I knew I'd seen it back in the 90s, but I had no idea where it was from. Yes, Paulo. And Morania is like, whenever I see the word friend, I always have to put "and" in it. Same with Brain. It's become one of those things. Like, if you say something for like 3 years, it's all you can say. It's programmed into by that point.
Yep,
that's right. How dare you two, by the way, for ruining the word master?
Governor.
I say master. I don't follow Eric's.
How dare you? I know.
How dare you? I'm offended. I can't be on the stream anymore. No, actually, it wasn't me. It was Breen.
Yes.
Breen comes up with certain things. Breen created the Rawhide voice, the virus. So when they're on Love Comics, they're reading the new Rawhide series that came out in 2000s.
No.
And they purposely drew him and wrote him as if he was, a little slightly feminine.
That doesn't exist. Nope.
I know. It's just, and the end of 2012.
Did you read a couple of those issues with us?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
No, I would have bailed.
No. So, yeah. But the funny part is that Pixel was in there as the kid. He's like, "Ma, Paul," and he's like, and he get LK is, "Get my Switch, boy. He's gonna beat you," because he had a kid had a smart mouth, and Pixel was doing the narration when there was no narration as the kid. It's kind of like yeah. Remember you were in there would be a break and you'd be like, "Now look at this tree. My dad used to beat me next to this tree." it was just.
I never imagined that Rawhide would have snuck up on me like that. But
like I said, we try to make the best out of it. Some of these early comic books are just fascinating to read. Silver Age, the first Black Mantis or Black Manta, or I think it's called, and he's there. The way they draw these kids, they draw the Aqua baby. First, he's a baby, then he's a toddler and like smoking a cigar, and then he's back to being a baby again. So LK's like, he's a nice man. He goes to deep voice.
Nice man's.
Nice man's.
No. LK just did it in his own voice.
I know, and that's the thing. But speaking of voices, I think I forever scarred people who were fans of Namor.
Yeah.
When we first read that, the search for
I will
Namor.
always say Namor. I don't. Yeah, I'm not that fun as Eric, because I don't go along with all that. I just. Because I'm an old-fashioned guy. I get mad at kids that are walking on my lawn, and that's just the way I am. So
you see that?
Listen, I'm sorry for walking on your lawn the other day. I just had to cross it real fast.
It's funny. I think about that sometimes. I see guys who still wear their shirts tucked into their jeans, the belt on.
Nope, I don't do that.
You don't do that? They're not that? Okay. I still do people that do that, and then.
You're fine.
But the Church for Namor, the Fantastic Four issue we read that another one of those cases where they were just become on Fantastic Four, or not Fantastic Four, but a Black Panther #2, and Namor was supposed to be in it. I had no idea, but we're like, I said, I want to be Namor, and then like it's like, okay, Namor. So like at this point, they had no idea I was going to do this, but I just like, I am Namor. It's like I just did a really weird noise, and if you watch that. I mean, I don't know if anybody was on camera other than Marani maybe, but Trusty just broke. Everyone just broke because, when you see a big, strong guy and you hear, "Hi, how's good, guys?" It's like you're not expecting that, and it's just kind of it throws you for a loop for a second. Yeah. It's like, did I really just hear that? No.
When we first started, I used to do reading so much more seriously, even with Jameson being how he was. I was trying to do it somewhat seriously, but we've lost all of that because I used to do Dr. Doom with as much of a menacing tone as I could to show what hatred I had for the Fantastic Four. And now he became Christopher Walken for a little while, and now he's Dr. Heinz Doomenschuh.
The fact he does Christopher Walken, that's Crawley when we're reading Moon Knight.
Crawley was the original and is much slower. There's these subtle differences that you can see, my fine and friend.
From that to Frenchie.
Oui, oui.
And then I have to read as Mark Spector, Moon Knight, and then I have to raise my voice up, and yo, I'm Jake Lockley. That is challenging sometimes because I forget which voice I use for the other two, and just trying to throw it in there. And then the great thing is that when we start adding more voices, or accents, and sometimes like the new thing is we've been doing Irish. Before that was French. He was French. We were all French. We read Archie's. I remember that
German.
Christmas stocking, and it was me, Trusty, and Eric Breen, and we just read as French for one issue, entire issue. Then the other one was Irish. It was just crazy. It's but I mean, we have fun with that stuff. We read Young Romance. That's where we get hello,
Clint, I love you.
and now I'm sorry for people who have to hear that every time we get Mrs. Doubtfire, because that's what it reminds me of every single time. We even just read a Teen Titans Go story where he was Doubtfire. He took the voice from the girls who started joining us. I should probably introduce. It's Amy and Melissa Lester, who was doing an RPG with us over on I Love Comics when Miranda was running it. They joined us for the readings out, and they kind of stole the roles away from Eric. Like Eric was Jean Grey, now Amy's Jean Grey, and Starfire and all that stuff. It's like so he's kind of been like displaced a little bit. So
Sure.
he asked last night, "Can I read as Starfire?" I'm like, "Are you gonna?"
If we're going to go claiming credit for bits, Quiet Gene is mine. I'm so sorry to Amy, but every time, Quiet Gene!
Speaking of Amy,
up in the issue. And
Yeah.
those two are fantastic additions.
They are.
It's great to have them. It gets real chaotic, and especially when you can't tell what line is called. All you see is the word balloon, and you assume it's yours. I remember one time I read one of the girls' lines, and then we realized it. So then she read it, and then I was next, and I said, I couldn't have said that better myself. And then, but if you're just joining us and you just stumble on this video, we're hoping you will check out the Geeky Puppet Show channel. It's got a lot of great stuff on there, and there's one of them right there, the Great Froggy. Mr. Pixel, did you have any other books to show? I didn't want to limit that you're around there, but
No,
okay.
I'm pretty much showed one. Like I showed the Fantastic Four one. I don't have really anything else. All that grand.
Do you read a lot of basically just online or
Yeah,
through the websites?
Most of the comics that I read now are primarily on the Geeky Puppet Show.
Just 1 second, I'll be right back. I got some books I could show off.
All right. Yeah, feel free to hit that like button. Got to get the cats. And there's the website, Geeky Puppet Show. This isn't really a telethon for the Geeky Puppet Show, but is it? I thought
It's kind of become that.
Hey, it's a great show. You got to check it out sometime.
I mean, you can help a starving froggy.
Yes.
Help him get better.
Since the acquisitions of Dr. Fibes is there, Doctor here is that's Vincent Price on Master of the World,
Governor of the World. Oh.
No, Master of the World. I'm not like Bring. I just had the wife watch that with me. We've done 3 Vincent Prices in a row, and yes, one of them was the abominable Dr. Fibes.
And I was excellent in every single one.
She didn't quite know what to make of that one. And then we also saw the Fall of the House of Usher. So,
all right.
But he commands the screen every time he's on. So,
and when it fell, it sounded like ah.
He should
on fire. Yes,
he should always command the screen. Yeah, I mean, these are some of the books I got today. Some of these are new issues, but stuff I've been reading lately, and one of them is really cool. If you haven't got this yet.
Oh, Al Capone?
Vampire. That is just fun. Breen's been reading these, and there's like a 4-issue series before this. This is kind of like
is it a noir vampire?
Kind of like that. It's a little more modern, but there's a couple different stories in there, recapping. Al Capone actually is the vampire. It's just kind of just wrapping up that story and starting some new ones. Getting to hear about some Irish cops. which is really cool. But and then we get this little thing. It starts off here, and it's this first page, and I'm like, oh, it's going in kind of black and white a little bit, and there's color there. And I'm going through it, and I'm just like, okay, it's in black and white. And then I see her symbol on this girl. I'm thinking, like, okay, what's going on here? Why is this girl got a CA on there, triangle? They're advertising for Captain Action versus Al Capone.
Oh, good night. Wow.
I know. I never would have suspected that.
No.
You know,
Not that that's bad.
no.
I can't believe someone thought of it.
You know, you get some vampire PA, which is another little independent book that was written by J.C. Vaughn and stuff. And they're going to be collecting that. And honestly, it's just been fun just seeing vampire stories that aren't Twilight or Marvel. You know,
Still a better love story than Twilight.
I mean,
Yeah. At some point, we put him in Alcatraz, right? So
yeah.
then he could terrorize the other inmates there.
Right. But honestly, I'm just looking forward to this. You can see some of the cover gallery they had out here. This. My camera over once. So that was kind of cool. I was glad to see this. You know, that's kind of came out through the homage thing.
And of course, it's a homage to EC.
Yeah. David Micheline's been back, and he's been working with Venom. He's off his
homage.
Yeah. Yep.
That is it.
And
What was the cover price on that?
so this was $3.99 for me.
Okay.
But I also get 20% discount in that stuff I buy.
Yeah. Well, that's another than $6 cover that I heard was happening a year or two ago.
Well, if you're getting the Batman, you know, the main books, you know, those are like DC stuff or like Avengers stuff. Some of those are pricey, but this is a story about basically Eddie Brock comes across the Purple Man, and the Purple Man ends up getting a piece of the Venom symbiote. Now he's able to basically like infect people and stuff, control them. And so the great thing about this is that he has to go to the Baxter Building because he has to get this prism that there's like a jewel that he was originally Dr. Doom, I guess, tried to use back in the day with Purple Man in it, so he could try to enforce his will over New York City. I know.
New York City.
And so he goes to the Baxter Building. He ends up taking what's his name? The Thing under control in this, and like, it's really cool. So we get this really cool stuff, and we get a fight between Venom and the Thing in this. And like I said, I dig these things when you have Venom going against other characters, especially the Thing in the Fantastic Four. So I mean, he's an art. Been enjoying this. Purple Man has been a character. It's like he's been done to death, but now he's got a Venom symbiote or part of a symbiote on him to make him a little more dangerous. But been enjoying that. Ultimate Spider-Man, for those who are fans of the actual marriage, and just haven't been picking up Amazing Spider-Man because it's just complete garbage. This is Jonathan Hickman has been writing this. There's issue 6 is the final issue of the first arc. And it's so cool because Mary Jane finally dubs him as Spider-Man, because at this point he has no idea what to call himself. He just got the costume. He got the design was done by his daughter. He's got 2 kids in here, May and Richard. I'm loving it.
Oh my goodness!
There's no guy named Paul.
No. We get the Kingpin. He's got some tribal tattoos. I don't know if he's just been watching WWE. He's a fan of Roman Reigns.
When I was a boy.
But
yeah,
it's him and Harry Osborn. Yes, we say Harry Osborn. He said the full
that's
name.
right. I loved it when Zach did it. Harry Osborn.
Harry Osborn.
Teaming up. So he's telling the story of how he got hurt, and you get to see his kids. This is a very wholesome issue as far as this. I've been loving this because of the fact that this is what we've been wanting. This is what we're denied. Peter and Mary Jane, during the Clone Saga, we're going to have a kid. The last minute they said, no, we're not going to do that. So that we got Spider-Girl through Tom DeFalco. That was a great series. But ever since then, it's just kind of like they got rid of the marriage. They just basically ruined the characters. This has been getting a lot of love. And we get, this is what we're getting, at the end here. This thing. I've been, like I said, I'm a big fan of their marriage, and this Hickman's been working great, wonderful. We were working his magic. We want to talk about stuff that's a little pricey. I probably could get this book probably if they're cheaper, but this is the first appearance of the Puma facsimile they've been doing at Marvel. So for $5, which is probably $1, I imagine. I don't think the Puma guarantees like, oh, this book's got to be like a big book. I mean, unless he's making appearance at Marvel.
Puma.
But I love these facsimiles because they actually give you like the ads in here. So you're paying $5. You get all the ads.
What was that ad?
Which one?
The original one that you showed.
I've probably got the original. I just haven't seen it in a while.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Tales.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dragon Slayer. I was going to show off my Dragon Slayer.
No,
Hey.
but you get the nice art in here too. Everything.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Hold on, Pixel.
Okay.
Yep.
Do it again. Yeah.
Hey, dude, I got both issues.
For the clip.
That's awesome.
There we go.
So
Yeah.
been loving that. For everybody else who actually are looking for new stuff, but you're like, so you don't like what they've done. You're a fan of the Silver Age or whatever, but you still want to learn more about comic books. I do recommend you be getting Back Issue Magazine. You should be getting these. These have been just been great. You can order other magazines through tomorrow, and I'm not sure if you can order the back issue, the physical, but I know you can get digital. And that's basically like their policy as far as backing boarding.
Graphic, I need you to go ahead and give me the screen again.
Diva. You're a diva.
I know. Sorry. I have to show because we all know there is one particular influence in comics that Graphic Man loves. And I have this miniseries, Sword of the Atom, by who's that? Oh, it's Gil Kane. How about that?
Wait, is that an alarm I hear? Do I hear an alarm?
Well, do you like that book?
There's this.
Do you like that book? It's like trying to talk him out of it.
Actually, I can't. I think I did try to start it, but I didn't finish it.
No, but
it wasn't a matter of I dislike it.
Did you like Gil Kane? Is what I'm asking.
Gil Kane's great.
Yeah, don't you?
I bet you wondered how I knew how chose man to make it through with some of the guys you do before. Between the two of us guys, you know I love you more. It took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. You could have told me yourself that you love someone else. Don't you know that I heard through the grapevine? Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard.
Oh, is it over? Okay. Oh,
Eric. Yep. See, this is exactly what I mean. When he breaks, and then he won't stop.
yep.
And if you keep commenting on it, and he just like he can't breathe. I mean,
You should have saw the intro. He's cracking up at my intro. It's the most basic, nothing. No. but he's just balked laughing.
Jeez. Why are you laughing at his intro? He works hard on that.
No, it's
It tickled him.
because he warned me. He warned me. It was a typical Graphic Man Show intro, and then it became our reading intro, Puppeting and Friends, for the Graphic Man Show. It was hilarious.
Now I have to go back and clip that. Oh, that's awesome.
So anyway, he starts laughing.
I feel like we need a quarter.
Yeah. By the way, there are subtle differences. I manipulated the sound I slowed it down a microcosm and added some little bit of reverb, but you'll never notice. But it's different. But
True story. I got him the break one time. We were he was playing the intro, and I just turned my microphone on and just started singing along with it. But the best thing oh my gosh, the best thing that he's ever broken to is We Read Super Sons #2.
oh yeah.
And I just recently uploaded on the channel, premiered. Go watch it, go look it up. And we're supposed to be Super Sons. So he's like, "Oh, I got it right here. It's as marked SS the intro." He plays it after we go live. It's Suicide Squad. There's bombs falling. There's guns just going off. There's bullets flying. I'm yelling as freaking Froggy. He's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna die! What's going on?" And he's just laughing for a good full minute after the music stops. And he can't stop laughing. And he says, like, maybe we should edit this out. I'm thinking, nah, I'm not editing anything. I'm gonna air it like it is because it is just hilarious.
Yeah. So the Sword of the Atom got a few comments here.
Yeah.
Curator saw it, and Jackson says he saw the animated short. So
yeah. Another thing, I don't know if this came out today, but I got this. Anybody get this? The new Alter Ego King Size Special, number 188.
An Avengers.
Yeah. Not only is it Avengers, but wait, it's a flip book.
Oh, like an ace science fiction novel. Cool.
I love it. And in the inside, you can, where it flips, you can read. Yeah. I love it. These are my favorite. I saw this. I was like, dude, I may not get around to reading all of it, but it's just, I just love it. I love flip books. I love the old 90s gimmicks like that. And then getting to read all the stuff, can see about this, and I also get to learn more about, okay, this looks cool. How about we read this story on the channel? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's always something in the back of my head. I see something, it's like, what would Pixel not want us to read on this channel? Let's create this. And then they have they have the Tim Sale dedicated article. So I mean, I like learning about comic books, but this is the perfect way for me because it's got to be photos. Otherwise, I'm like, speaking of which, is there even a Madman in a box tonight?
Yes, there is.
Oh my gosh.
One of my passions is actually
putting people to sleep.
Oh, crap. Son of a gun.
So Pixel, at 11 o'clock at night, he likes to put people to sleep. I mean, it got to the point where it became a running gig on our channel, and it's cross platforms, other channels. It is going international. Paolo even says it.
One of my passions is Doctor Who. It's still Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. I do. Even the new season, I'm still watching. I still review. I've pretty much loved most of the past season.
Still upset. He's practicing without a license. I'm pretty sure he's not, a real doctor.
I'm
I went
not
to
a
fake
real
medical
professor,
school to become a
so
doctor.
does that really matter?
I went to fake medical school, okay?
Oh,
I'm offended. And you don't even know his name.
who?
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So that's one of my Madman with the Box. That's what I do every Wednesday, 11:30 EST. I'm over there.
Yeah,
usually doing reviews, doing
one
ranking.
channel wasn't enough for him. He created Doctor Who channel with some friends, and then he created Pixel Lore.
I got that's dead. So.
It's still there though, but I'm just laughing because it's like he's just building channel after channel, and I'm thinking like, you're cheating on me. You're streaming with other people on a different channel.
Yeah,
I don't think you have that right when you were here, there, and everywhere too, sir.
Sir, you are the mistress. I was with other people before you.
But anyway, yeah, no, that's
But like I said, having the channel has just been something like I miss just being a guest like this. Sometimes it's fun. Just like I don't have to schedule anything. I don't do any thumbnails. I do any intros.
yeah.
I just like
right. You do all the work, and we just show up.
I mean, it's been the best thing for Pixel because I've been running everything. So I run the comic book too and everything. So it's like hey, can you just push the stop button and the go button? There you go. And like this. I mean, one of the parts is because I have an OCD when it comes to like certain things. Like we were using the Marvel app, and he has a use of a MacBook for your computer.
No, it's a Pixel book.
Of course,
I'm not kidding. That's what it's called. It's a Google Pixel book.
And he said he's on a diva. No, no, but so basically, he would run the Marvel app. And the Marvel app, it does not work on normal PCs. It's not a Windows thing. It only works with your mobile phone. So he was able to use it with his Pixel book, and I just didn't like the way how it went panel to panel. So then I went to Comixology, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just so much easier. I love that you can speed it up or slow it down the way it goes from panel to panel, and it just looked much cleaner. And I got the point where I was like, Pixel. I know Pixel's like I'm working on. You're the point where he's almost dead every time he joins us. I know that. He's fallen asleep twice on a reading in the past month.
No. Not in the past month. It was a couple months ago. I did fall asleep during one reading, and then this past week.
Yeah, but I mean,
in my defense, I work a lot.
Yeah, so he's a workaholic. So he's put the burden of running the channel onto me, and it's actually I've actually enjoyed it because I mean I admit one of my flaws I have. I'm a control freak. If I see something a certain way, I want to do it, and I can't do it. It kind of drives me nuts a little bit. And so I've kind of backed off from that, trying to get that, in a check, because I don't want to be. don't want to be a Zach. I don't want to be control of everybody.
Zach doesn't want to control everybody. He wants to own people. That's the problem.
And that's the other thing too. We should probably address that. I don't want anybody here really knows about the whole Zach thing. Zach has gotten a bad rap. I mean, online. I mean, it's all in jest. He's fine with it and stuff.
He's a great guy. Yeah,
jokes.
Yeah.
It was an auction over I Love Comics. About 4 or 5 years ago, and there was basically Luke Cage books up, and Zach, didn't care for them. Then there was a Power Man and Iron Fist, and Brian's like, it's like, oh, it's like he's going for that. It's like I think it was Eric said he's like. Yeah, he just doesn't want it if there's no white guy in it.
You do not understand the confusion I had when we did a reading the next day, and they started with these. It was very subtle at first. The joke's like, well, we might not like that, and I was like, why are we saying this? Why are we calling Zach racist? I did not get an explanation until 2 years later. But at that point, it took like a year and a half until I started cracking the jokes.
We can't even mention the word colorist without somebody saying mean the person that Zach does not like. You know, I'm like, come on, guys. I feel so bad for him because like he's not shown his girlfriend that what he does and stuff. I know for a fact he hasn't done that.
I wouldn't.
So I try to basically get it to where let's tone it down a little bit. Let's not do the Zach jokes.
That's right. That's right. That was your New Year's resolution.
Oh my gosh!
You broke a week.
No, it wasn't my New Year's resolution. It was for Lent. I gave up being mean to Zach for whatever time of Lent because I was nice to him, and I found out that I actually went beyond Lent because I wasn't paying attention. And he's like, Zach's like, you don't have to be nice to me anymore. Like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I'm like, thank you. It is so because I'm so used to making the Zach jokes. We all are. It's something we naturally do. It's become just like a.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the Geeky Puppet Show, we don't make black jokes. We make Zach jokes.
So.
I think it cracks Eric up on the rare occasion when even I remember to do that. And he doesn't expect it, and so he's like, "Oh, even graphics go." Yeah, that makes it a little special.
We really tone it down because, and like he's like, graphic. He's like, he's very religious. He's a church going guy, and he's like,
so am I.
And like, he says, and I'm thinking like, so I'm like, oh, so like we tone it down, but then like sometimes you'll say something, it's like, whoa, we broke Micah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry if I dox you. I don't know if people call you by the name, your first name, or do you just be cool?
Oh, they always do.
So I never.
Like a while, I'm like, should I let people know? But as soon as they found out, it spread. They all said Micah everywhere.
Like Froggy's wildfires, they spread.
That's why I showed the back of this book to Pixel. It's like I didn't change the name of this. It says Mike anyway. So.
I mean, I know a Pixel's name, and then like. And the reason I say, and I'll not say because I don't want him, else he says it, I'm not gonna say it on camera. But it is one of those names that, like, do your parents just hate you? It's one of those weird names because it's not a normal name you'd hear. In offense,
my parents hated me.
I mean, you might be Irish for all I know with your name.
That is an Irish name, yes.
Okay, then yeah, it's I've never heard it. You're the first person.
It doesn't usually have the H in it that it does. So yeah.
So his name is actually DeLorean. It's just weird.
I thought it was O'Hannessy, but anyway.
No, it's Hennessy.
Oh, Hennessy.
Yeah. No, and so when we first started doing like the Puppeteen and Froggy, we tried to keep them separate from like our human counterparts, from us, because in case sometimes I'm on people's channels and people guilty by association, so maybe I'm on a channel and someone saying something, and we try to be where for everyone. Our audience, I don't want to nail it because like I'm conservative, but I don't want to be like, well, he's making all these political jokes and stuff on this channel, and it goes over here. It's like, I want everyone to enjoy ourselves. That's my whole goal. I try to please everybody, so it's like I treat it like you're at a store. Imagine coming in a comic book store and basically this person's talking about, oh, I hate Barack Obama or I hate Trump. It's obviously you've just annihilated anybody who might want to come in and buy something because you said something, So I try to keep it on the Geeky Puppet Show when we do our comic book reviews. But the funny thing is that we've been reading and I'll say something, I'm Froggy, and he just dead names me, Breen. Well, just to be like, quiet, Venkman. I'm like, who's Venkman?
Where's Venkman?
I've done the Pixel. I call it
Puppeteen, and everybody's talking about, well, you and your freakish fingers.
Yeah.
Eric helped me out a long time ago when you first showed up as Comic Book Frog in the chat. And he said, you know who that is, don't you? And I go, no, I don't. Oh, that's Venkman. Oh, okay. And so he's the one been outing you ever since. So
yeah, I know. Well, that's because Eric has a bad memory, and he's also like, I'm gonna call you whatever the heck I want. And it's jeez, I might have the age. I can't do that crap.
Is Paulo trying to give us a message?
I believe so. We're. If you were here,
we are at 2 hours. Yes.
Welcome to hour 3.
Hour 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll pull the plug. Which is a favorite saying of mine, which freaks Eric out because of the age. Pulling plugs is
Well,
very,
it's more, or probably reminds of Evil Black Cat. Evil Black Cat has been one of those guys. He just wants to pull the plug all the time.
So if Zach can handle, the
It's
jokes, Eric can handle me pulling the plug, and so I do it mainly with Master to annoy him. So
as long as no one's looking towards the light, I'm fine.
sure. So with that said, we'll pull the Master plug, and I thank Pixel for showing up and being such a good sport. I told him we're going to get to know you a little bit better, and he had no idea I was going to have Froggy come in and totally give him a hard time.
Are you guys glad you got to know Pixel better?
I think they are.
Be honest.
All 5 of them that are still awake. So.
Like I said, being on this channel is a blessing, and I love being on here. I always feel like I don't really fit in. I'm just
it's a blessing.
I mean, I'm young, and then I see Pixel, and I'm like, oh, I'm not that young anymore. I don't have the cool books. You guys, you had Bubs on here showing off like girls in tubes. Like he's got golden age stuff. Legend shows off. He's like, I got this right here, Shazam.
Oh.
I'm just like, holy, just like you guys got awesome things to do here, man. When you guys had the fossils on here, whether it's one-on-ones or all together, and just showing off, like you guys are doing themes. Like here's dinosaur books, here's Western books. It's just like these guys have like a giant museum put together. You get Hans comes on, you never know what you're gonna get with Hans, whether but you only get good books. But but I mean. Silver Age be on here. I saw Shannon was on here. Cool, it's cool. Eric Breen, everyone. I apologize. Meyer Greenbed, I think his name. Green
Ranger Sly.
Ranger Sly.
Yeah, we'll forget somebody if we start naming them all. But
yeah, I mean Gratu. It's like
that's why you don't bother putting them all in the credits.
I did.
They're and fossils.
I got all 13 fossils in there.
Does it?
And
wait,
Paulo. Paulo was 14. So.
When you play the credits, does it just scroll endlessly up?
it could.
Graphic Man and fossils.
And it just go for 5 minutes, just names going up. But it is great to see a lot of people coming, together, and just like I said, like this is basically a central hub for people to come in and just show off their books, people, and just show off times when they were a boy. Like I got this one as a boy, I got this one as a boy. No matter who it is, what a cheap excuse, puppet. No, like it's a pleasure being on here. It's an honor. It's like I said, and I always we enjoy having you on our channel, and then we come on your channel. If you feel like you're getting the butt of the joke, getting us in here.
You're not. See, graphic. You should be able to understand the complaints department. It just comes all to
I give him his own title, and our foreign correspondent, Paulo.
No.
And I have a theory though. I have a theory because for a while he just did Puppeteer and then Friends, and I think I know he's lazy and he's busy too, but I think some of it's on purpose because he likes when Breen says like, "Apparently, don't matter. We're just end friends here."
That's why I haven't updated the Spider-Man one. I did update a couple of them, but for Spider-Man, I kept it.
There was one that me and Maranya weren't reading, and I noticed that it's like all of a sudden it's like the girls have like credits on the Champions book, and they're like, "Well, I see how it is. It's like we can't show up on a Sunday. All of a sudden, everyone else is getting credited." But
I like how one time we were reading a Fantastic Four. And he played the theme for the Spider-Man show. So,
I've done that before too. I played stuff, I played a Power Man Iron Fist for reading once, and but like I said, the best unexpected one was Suicide Squad #2. Check that out.
Sure.
Not Suicide Squad. Sorry, Super Sons #2 with the Suicide Squad opening with machine gun fire, bombs bursting, and Pixel is on microphone laughing the whole entire time as I'm screaming because I have no idea what's going on.
When we did Suicide Squad, I actually have like a bunch of trade paperbacks of that original Suicide Squad run. I love it. When we did the readings,
That's Army at War, so it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I know, I know.
Oh,
It's DC.
I'm going to let you breathe. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Breeding. But no, I loved it. We did the readings, and I went ahead, and it was one of the first times that I tried to do the intro and tried to do something different. So I did bombs, I did gunfire, all while making it sound like war's going on. And so yeah, no, when it kind of snuck up on us for reading Super Sons, which is not that, and he's freaking out. I think I tried to play along, like, oh my god, no, run!
Yeah. So I'm sharing the screen. Whenever I screen share, I cannot. I'm on Mozilla Firefox, so I don't see what's going on. So I don't see what he's gonna play or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's chaos with the intros. I can't see anybody. They're in the intros, so it's like I'm looking on my phone, watching like 8 seconds later. So it's like so when Trusty does something, it's like, okay, I gotta look at my phone real quickly to see what's going on because he'll hold up a sign. I'm like, what did you say?
You need to get a second monitor. That's what you need to do,
dude. I can't afford a second monitor on the salary that I have, the non-existent one. No,
we both get paid the same from YouTube.
My money goes into I've been buying trades and omnibus. I just got the Punisher when it came out this week, so like I figure like I'll have physical books I can read, versus second monitor. I'm good. Although I do have an old school monitor upstairs.
Then just hook that up.
That's the original one I traded for this one. It's a 19-inch from Circuit City. It's the original flat screen. It's a square flat screen, 19-inch monitor. I mean, if we went back to that day, that's basically if you started at the beginning, Froggy was in the swamp because I had the lights out, and that's all you saw was darkness.
And a green
frog.
Yeah.
The green frog just come out of nowhere and just scaring the crap out of you.
But speaking of fading into darkness.
Yes, we'll
you're not that old.
That master plug, and we'll say goodnight. And everybody, happy drawing. We thank you for showing up. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the Geeky Puppet Show. And I thank you guys for bringing both puppets on. And even Frank, that was a nice bonus there. Didn't count on that. But
we didn't count on
not a bonus.
You didn't count on
sir. That was a nightmare.
When you found out that Froggy was also controlled by Frank, who was controlled by me.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, our bonding of fisting puppets, I never thought that would get us together, but
our bondage of fisting puppets, yes.
And on that note, may we all bond together as we fist puppets. So good night, folks. We'll pull the master.